Hey guys, so last night I was checking out some of my YouTube subscriptions and I ran across Christina Horner's channel, aka italktosnakes, and she is starting up a new tag called the Dream Tag. Now, I wasn't originally going to do this tag because I don't typically remember my dreams. I really don't pay attention to them. They're usually not very vivid. They might linger for a little bit and dissolve and float off into wherever dreams go. Then I had a dream last night that was extremely vivid. As the day went on and things got busier and busier, I went, that dream tag doesn't sound like such a bad idea after all. I'm gonna switch things up a little bit because technically there are only 3 categories in the dream tag. There's your best dream, your worst dream, and your weirdest dream. Well, I have those 3 plus another dream, so added bonus, my best dream. How do I start this one? I don't remember really what the dream was about. I just remember the overall feeling that it gave me when I woke up. I knew that it had some romantic attachment in it somewhere, and I also remember that it was extremely vivid and realistic. And I just remember waking up feeling so at peace that that would happen someday, like it was going to legit happen. I really wish I had written this dream down because I definitely soaked it up all day long. I was thinking about it when it happened. I remember just living in that feeling for the day and then it was gone. My worst dream. There was a period during college when me and my friends, we would be sitting around and we would talk about dreams. We started talking about how to control your dreams because there's a study out there that if you can recognize certain things while it's happening in your dream, then you can somehow take control of that dream and you can do whatever the heck you want to do. So I found this really intriguing and so we talked about it quite a bit. So obviously it's kind of resonating in my subconscious and I fell asleep. I remember realizing that I was in a dream by looking, I think it was at a clock, and the time wasn't correct. It was all wonky and weird. So I tried to wake myself up and I thought I had, and then my mother came into the room screaming at me for something that I had done wrong, and I could not move in the dream. I was completely paralyzed laying in bed. And I just remember looking over with my eyes and seeing that clock again and realizing I was still dreaming. I'd gone from one dream to another and I tried to wake myself up again. I don't know if I woke up after that time or not, but I do know I woke up with an extreme sense of panic and I never wanted to try to control my dreams again. My weirdest dream. So we're gonna go with 2 on this one because the dream I had last night was pretty weird, but there's one that has stuck with me since childhood that was really weird and kind of scary at the time, but now I just kind of think it was random. I was outside of my parents' house, and when I was born, there was a cherry tree planted out in our front yard. Now the dream took place next to that cherry tree. We also had a Siamese cat back when I was a little girl called Coco, and she was in the dream too. My mother and I were standing in the garden next to the cherry tree, and all of a sudden she just started to expand like Violet from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but without turning blue. And she just got bigger and bigger, and then she started to float like a giant balloon. And the most terrifying part is she exploded. My mother exploded. Now, for a small child, that's pretty terrifying. Last night's dream, however, just kind of, I don't really know where it came from. Apparently cats are in my dreams a lot. So last night I had trouble sleeping and I was tossing and turning and tossing and turning and I finally fell asleep. I dreamt that I was in kind of like a brownstone kind of a building, like an apartment or a townhouse that you find in New York City or Boston, and there was a really big storm coming. I could remember that there was wind and leaves blowing into the townhouse, and on top of that there were reptiles trying to take cover. So there were like frogs and lizards and snakes kind of everywhere, scared. So I walked up the staircase to a bedroom area. There were a couple of cats in the bedroom with their ears back and they were cowering, but they weren't hissing. They were just scared, kind of like cartoon scared with big eyes. And I realized that the cat that my parents currently have was missing. So I go looking all over creation for Bug. That's the cat's name, Bug. And I finally find her lying on the ground near the doorway and she's dying. And so I pick her up and I held her in my arms, telling her that it was okay and that I loved her, and then she died in my arms, and that is when I woke up. I don't know what that was about. If anybody wants to take a stab at interpreting my dreams, I'd be extremely happy to hear what you think, because I have no clue what my dreams mean. So yeah, those are the 4-ish dreams that I remember in my lifetime. Alright guys, well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.